times, anytime I'm on a program with the speaker, I always confine myself to my notes so I don't go wandering. Because sometimes the two of us are on a program with somebody else who has no notes and who goes wandering. So, the Speaker of the House.
Nancy, thank you, and let me say welcome to all of you. As I look around this room, there are a lot of people in this room who make this place work. And then I can look a little closer and realize there are a lot of other people here who used to help make this place work. To all of you, let me just say welcome and thank you for what you do for the House. The CIO's office, over the last couple of weeks, I know you've been through a lot. So all of you that work down there, let me say we all appreciate all the effort that you've all put into getting our members signed up for health care and all the challenges you went through. And just know that all of us appreciate your hard work. And you can actually take a little break from it to come up here and do this. Dan, I'm really here just today to say, job well done. While we've all recognized that you've earned your right to take a leave, that doesn't make it any easier to see you go. And I won't really talk about the guy that's going to take your job. Dan took this job at a difficult time, and he stands down with a remarkable record. For 2 years running, the House has received a clean financial bill of health. We didn't have to bring an outsider in to do any of this. It was the work of our own, somebody who spent their whole career here. So it's a point of pride for us that, for us, but for Dan, frankly, it was just business as usual. And that's the thing that's just as important. It's the work he's done, it's how he's done it. Level head, big heart, treats his staff like his family, and the rest of the House like an extension of his own staff. So it's what I'll call a stand-up guy. That, more than anything else, is probably why we're going to miss him. So, Kathy, I know it's a proud day for you. Dan, you left an awful lot of yourself here in this institution, so we thought as you were leaving, we would give something of the institution to you. And so, as you know, a couple hundred years ago, when they were building this place, there were some mitten tiles put down. And over the years, during some construction, there were some of these tiles that were removed and they were saved. And I've only given one away, and that was to John Sullivan. But here's a mitten tile from the Capitol for you as a gift to say thank you.
All right, I got the message. Be brief. They really know how to get people here off of free drinks. Thank you very much, Speaker Boehner and Leader Pelosi. It has been the highlight of my career and an honor of a lifetime to serve the House under your leadership. I want to acknowledge and thank my wife, Kathy, who's here, and other family members. And other family members who traveled from quite far away. My brother Joe, my brother Marty and his wife Angela Ray Strodel, my brother Patrick, my nephew Francis, my father-in-law Phil Mudd, who's here, brother-in-law Lieutenant Colonel George DeMars. I also want to acknowledge and thank so many other folks, and I'll go quick, and it starts with Mike Summers in the Speaker's office, Ed Cassidy, whom the Speaker already mentioned, has nominated as the next CAO. Ed's an amazing leader, and his knowledge and experience on the Hill is really unparalleled. So it's going to be the smoothest transition you could ever imagine. A few other folks, I saw Joe Marie here from the Speaker's office, and Amy Lozapone, who's went to a rival high school from me in upstate New York. So I still like to kid her every time I can. And then in the leader's office, Nadim El-Shami, Bernie Ramo, Drew Hamill, Alexis Covey-Brandt, and Keith Abishar in the leader's office. Tim Barry, I think he's here. James Min. I told you I was going to call people out. Mike Ferentz. Stip. Everybody knows a guy named Stip. He really has a first name. It's John Stipasevic. He's a fantastic guy. Liz Dawson and Shalonda Young. They really know what oversight's all about. As do Kelly Craven and Kyle Anderson. Chuck Turner, who's wondering how much this is going to cost. John Clocker, my House officer and Senate officer, Inspector General and House official colleagues, Karen Haas, of course, two-time clerk of the House, Paul Irving, who just stepped in from day one, has been fantastic. Father Conroy, if he's here, I just feel like I'm in trouble whenever I see him. He comes in to use our microwave, I'm like, oh man, I am in trouble. Terry Grafenstein, the Inspector General, Tom Wickham, our parliamentarian, Carrie Kircher, the General Counsel. There's really too much to talk about with Carrie. Nancy Erickson, the Secretary of the Senate, is here. Sheila, the Assistant Secretary, Sheila Dwyer. Terry Gaynor, of course, the Senate Sergeant at Arms. Deputy Sergeant at Arms Drew Willison. I'm not done. Capitol Police Chief Kim Dine, John Caulfield, who was a mentor at the Capitol Police, Gretchen DeMar, Rick Herrera, Phil Morris and Dan Nichols, who moved on, who I had a tremendous, great time with, and they showed tremendous leadership during difficult times. Now I want to talk a few minutes about former bosses, because they're here. Jeff Trandle, whom I served the longest for. Bill Livigood, whom I felt I served the longest for. And indirectly I did. I think I worked for him for 20 years, but really only on payroll for 3. And Bill Long, my first boss, Jamie Fleet, who I worked for at the Committee on House Administration, and Terry Gaynor, who I mentioned earlier. We even got William H. Bill Pickle to come back, a rarity up here on the Hill, former Sergeant at Arms of the Senate and former Secret Service, as well as Lynn Hallbrooks. So that was a group of people who really shaped me and helped me learn and grow in this crazy place. And of course, the great team I worked with in the CAO organization, most of the folks are here, but to briefly mention Tracy Bobian, Jason Haidt, Nelson Moe, Bill Leibach, Chris Brewster, Pat Hirsch, Tim Monahan, who everybody knows by now, and Zach Warder. But I'm wrapping up. All right, my story isn't unique. Like many other people, I started as a busboy at a restaurant in Old Town, and I happened to the hostess there worked in the finance office, and as time goes by, a position came open, and 30 years later, here I am. But that's the beauty of this institution. So many people come here. There's not a set path to get here. You don't have to have gone to a safety school like Harvard. So many people have taught me life lessons, and one quick one, because John Caulfield's here, who I worked with at the Capitol Police. And one brief story, during my time there, we were working on, of all things, regulations on leave and pay. And that was when the House and Senate were combining the payrolls for the Capitol Police, because they used to be on different cycles. And we were busily pounding out 20 pages of regulations, which is really like reading, well, you're making laws up here. But, so we're in the Senate chef, and he's running back and forth, and he goes, did you get those to the committee? And I said, yeah. He goes, did it have the provision about comp time for lieutenants and above? And I said, yeah. He goes, well, you lied to the committee. I said, well, wait a minute. He said they weren't supposed to be in there. And I said, oh, wait a minute now. I did not lie to the committee. So I'll always remember that, because the lesson was about the discipline and rigor and integrity that you only have by the way you do your job. And in fact, I didn't lie to the committee, but I still remember that lesson. So as I wrap up, I just want to say that thanks for the opportunity to be a part of this 224-year experiment. And for my time here, I've enjoyed it extremely. In our office where I am now, 150 years ago, it was a bakery during the Civil War, and it'll be something else down the road. So I was glad to have my time here, and again, thank you so much.